Hello. So, about a week or two ago, someone was asking me if I could make a video about the best uses for the Codex of Learning. Codex of Learning is an item you can use in the training room to level up a skill. If you go to Inherit menu, there will actually be this other menu here called Skill Enhancement. And this is where you would use the Codex. See these Codex things? These are Codex of Learning. They come up in this menu. And you can use them here on any skill of your choice. At least ones you can level up. Like I said, some skills max out at level 1, like Sanctuary Blessing. There's no way to ever level that up if you learn it because there's only one level. But any skill you have learned that you have not maxed out, you can use those codexes for them. And like I said, you can't use them for the bondmate skills either. That's the other exception. You can't use it for bondmate skills either. But like any like normal inheritable skill or skills that you normally use, you can use those for it. Both passives and active skills. If for whatever reason you want to use it for mental unity, like, right, you can use these for mental unity. Said the purple ones are 25 experience. The red ones are 100 experience. I assume these are 5 and 10, but I don't think they've ever been added to the game. They just exist in this menu. They're only ever 25 or 100. So just keep that in mind. Like, so you can pretty much do it for any skill you want. There's lots of events where you can earn them too. Like a lot of times there will be different like
if you have time,
events. Like so there's nothing right here right now where you can learn them, but sometimes there will be like other events, like in the, if you go to like the exchange, a lot of these events, when they're first introduced, they will have some like for Treasure Fordrake, you could buy 5 of these 25 EXP scrolls from this one from your coins. If you haven't done that one yet, when this becomes available, you'll be able to get enough to do 100 experience on one, actually 125, but most levels, like I said, you know, to go from level 1 to go to level 2, you need 100. So this will let you level up any skill of your choice. And same thing for the Plot of the Sand Shadow. This one also had some Codex of Learning. So those kind of events could be really good, a good way to get those. And for our skills to use them on, you generally want to use them on skills you normally can't level up, right? So like a lot of these characters, you can have inherits for like a lot of different skills. Like Pharaoh, like you wouldn't want to use it on Pharaoh because you can just get Yarmil dupes to do it. You said same thing with like Stun Bash, like anything you can learn normally, I'd recommend against it just because you're eventually going to get more dupes that can just teach it to that. So why use a rare resource that is hard to get on a skill that you can level up fairly easily versus something that has no other way to level up? This goes back to like skills like if you go to like, let's go to the Adventurers Remains. Like if you go to the jeweler here, if we look at the exchange, you can go look at like an Adventurers Remains and you can look at the drop rates. All the normal adventures have like a rare inherit. You'll have your normal, but you can see it's like Wild Strike, Full Power Strike, Way of the Warrior, Immortal Strike, Passive Accuracy up, Blinding, Passive Evasion up, Passive Action Speed up, Passive Surety up, Cunning Pursuit, Sneak Attack, Kinapiak, Dialco, Kufsis, Abit, Way of the Priest, Battle Grief, Balafios, Mamigal, Maferu, Way of the Knight, Unyielding Will to Fight, Preventive Provoke, All Cover Self-Defense, Passive Magic Defense up, but the Knight version, Wild Throw, Back Against Water Formation. So those are rare inherits. They're kind of hard to come by, but you can still have a way of learning them. But note, Way of the Knight, Way of the Priest, and Way of the Warrior have a way to learn them, but Way of the Thief does not, Way of the Mage does not. So those are a lot harder to level up because the only way to level up the skills of the Purple Scroll. So if you wanted your mages to, say, cast spells more efficiently, like you want to have mana cost reduction, you might want to level up Way of the Mage, which is pretty much how I've used them on my account. If we look at her skill enhancement, you might notice my Way of the Mage is level 4. Which is super high. It means I did from level 1 to 2 was 100, and from 2 to 3 was another 300 experience, and from 3 to 4 was 500 experience. So I have used 900 experience worth of these purple scrolls. Like, pretty much that's like 9 red ones, or 36 of these purple ones on Kathrine just to take her there, and that's literally what I've used all of them for, because Way of the Mage lets you reduce the mana cost of all of your spells. So that's what you get it. So like I said, so I can just show you a comparison of what Way of the Mage 4 gets you versus like what Way of the Mage like 1 gets you, right? So if we look at her spells, I also have Way of the Priest rank 3, but I got those from Marianne Inherits. For Way of the Priest, much easier to level up than Way of the Mage, so I wouldn't do it on Way of the Priest, but Way of the Mage. Again, reduce the MP cost of your spells, your damage dealing spells, your debuffs. So if we go look at her spells here. So her ultimate, Larek, it's only 21 MP cost for her at rank 4. If you went to another mage and looked at their ultimate, like, let's see here, she has Lazelos, it's 24 mana because she only has Way of the Mage, rank 1. It's only at rank 1, so she only gets the initial cost reduction, which is not bad. Like, rank 1 spells go from being 5 mana to 4, and then line spells go from being 10 mana to 9. It's nice, but those numbers can go a lot lower. So if we go back to Katarina, we look at her spells again. Her casting, like Faru, right, at level rank 1, it's just 3 mana cost now. It only costs 3 mana instead of 4 at rank 4 Way of the Mage. And then her line spells, if we looked at a line spell like Mahalito, it's only 7 mana. So we went from Way of the Mage, so no Way of the Mage is 10 mana. At rank 1, it's 9 mana. And then at rank 4, it's 7 mana. I think it was 8 at 3. I don't think it cost reduction 2, but I think it goes, at rank 3, it goes to 8, and at rank 4, it goes down to 7. Her ultimate went down by 1 mana point every level. This is 25 at base, and then goes down to 24 at rank 1, 23 at rank 2, 22 at rank 3, and 21 at rank 4. And I'm just 25 experience points away from being able to take a rank 5. That is absolutely what I'm going to do when I get enough 100 more, or 25 more experience points. I will be able to level up. Like, that's what I recommend doing, is just like a skill like that. If you use mages, Way of the Mage is probably one of the best ones, because everything a mage does costs mana, and as soon as you run out of mana, mages lose a lot of their value. So the more efficiently you can cast your spells, the better. In theory, I would say Way of the Priest is a good one, but because you can always use like Marianne Inherits, there's another way to get that. Especially when we had the Greedy Priestess, every time you had pulled the Greedy Priestess, she was always had the Way of the Priest Inherits. Kind of the same thing as like the Chloe rare, since we have the alternate version of Chloe now during the Summer Shade, where she always has that alternate Inherits. So if we go down to, right, so if we look at here, like you see how these Chloes here, they all have the rare skill because this is the alternate version. So you have the passive accuracy up, so this would be much easier to level up now, because there's a source of that. Pretty much anytime you pull that, it's 100% chance at skill, and it's a 3% chance of pulling a alternate Chloe on the Summer Shade bones, so not bad. So if you're just looking for, like, say you want to raise that skill, that's an option with the Summer Shade things. That was same thing when Marianne alternate was available. That was a way to level up Mary the Priest, and there might be more alternates available for other characters, so I can't really recommend using those scrolls on anything you can get from Inherits from Adventures, even if they're the rare Inherits. Just use them on skills you can't normally level up, like Way of the Mage. Other thing I would recommend against, even though it seems tempting, be like the top tier spells. Like, so yeah, you can level this up for more damage, but remember, higher level means more mana, and I think if we go back to skill enhance, you can even see how much it'll cost at the higher levels. Oh, not greedy enough. I just want to go to training room. So if you went to inherit skill and skill enhancement, we go look at Lazelos here. See that you can see how much, look, going from rank 1 to rank 2, it is 50% more mana. It goes to 36. So even though it only costs 100 experience points to learn level 2, that is a huge increase in mana cost. And it's hard to really recommend that, because it's just, you'd be better off just using Way of the Mage to reduce the mana cost. And while we're at it, we should go look at Katarina and see how much it costs, how much those spells drop with Way of the Mage rank 4. Because one of the things you're doing as mages is to try to kill stuff efficiently, and the lower your mana cost, the more efficient you're going to be. So I just think that is probably the best skill outside of, like, maybe some rare inherits. Maybe you had, like, there could be like some rare inherits or something, like a limited time character. Like maybe you had a Sheila Rionic inherit, the Eyes That Know the Future. That could be a good one to level up if you had it, if you like this, because that's a really good passive. Same thing with Armis inherits, like if you have the Armis inherits, that one could be a good one, the Zolic, because that's a really hard one to get, and you could use these to level that skill up. But if we look at Way of the Mage here, so, not Way of the Mage, I said, we have Way of the Mage, I'm chattering. But if you look at a skill, like said, Laralic on a character who already has Way of the Mage, so it goes, so it's at 36, it's 31. But yeah, look how fast, like 50 mana at rank 3. Like it's hard to recommend leveling this up because of just how expensive it gets. I mean, a high level mage right now, max level mage will only have like around 200 MP at like high discipline, like discipline rank 9. Like you might have 200 MP with discipline rank 9 at level 60. So it's really hard to recommend leveling up the lost spells, even though it's tempting.
I am always ready to.
Where is it? The True Words of Fire is this one here. This Zolic. This is a really good skill. There's a chance you might want to level that one up if you taught it to one of your mages instead of doing Way of the Mage. But again, this is super expensive, so leveling up Way of the Mage would also help you here. You cast it more often. But this spell can crit. Like, so this one doesn't have a surety penalty. So if you had high surety on your mage, this one could do crits as well and do a lot of damage. Like, it's just a really good spell. Haven't really taught it because I only had one Armis dupe, and I don't know when we're going to see him again. You know, this would be a really good one to use those scrolls on. Anyway, not too much more to say on it. If you're interested in, like, more about, like, the alternate versions of heroes or characters, though, and, like, how the merging system works, I did do a video about merging, which you can find down below. As always, thank you for watching.